Live.
Are we live? Are we live yet?
Or
Let me see.
live.
It's not showing me that.
Oh, it's not on Facebook yet, but it says meeting is now streaming live on custom live streaming
It's
service.
on Facebook too.
Okay.
Oh, well, there you go. I
All
mean,
right, let's share it out.
let's
Hello,
yeah,
hello, everyone.
let's share it up there. There
Hello.
you go.
I'm not saying it, but
You're not?
Mhm.
Well, you will
mm-mm.
be. I'm great. Tag you. Just give me a
Okay.
minute. Just give
Found
me a
it.
minute.
Found it. Hi,
Go,
everybody. As Shelly
go ahead.
Silver said.
Go ahead.
I,
Go ahead. Go ahead and start your thing. Sea Breeze.
all
You're
right. Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Melanated, the special edition of Melanated After Dark, where we get to talk about things a little bit more risque than we might in the morning. And last time we met, we were talking about hair. Nothing very risque about that. But in a recent PPC radio show, the whole conversation of self-care came up. Self care came up. So we're going to get more into that. And I'm very excited.
and let me say this from the Melanated Morning. It did not start on the morning show, okay?
No, it did not start on the morning show. It
This
started.
this freaky deaky stuff didn't start on the morning
It
show.
started in on the hair show.
It
I don't know how we
started
got. I don't know how we went to
actually,
self care.
it was wasn't the hell a hair store?
No,
Yes,
it was the
when
no, it was the PPC
No, it
radio
was a
show when
PPC radio show
was it? Was it?
when I was talking
split.
about self-care, how everybody needs to self-care by yourself. Even when you
Yes,
massage yourself and it just got to sound freaky. And of course, DJ Kid Disco had to make a comment that took it there. And then you said, oh, that's what we need to do the next show on the Melanated After Dark. And I was like, okay. I thought we were going on to nail care, but we can go on to self-care first. So DJ Kid Disco, before we do that, it is Melanated After Dark. So DJ Kid Disco has to talk about what he wants to talk about before we get into the nitty-gritty. So
because when y'all get into that, I'm great turning to the random black guy.
yeah, he's going into the dark.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Of course, he's gonna have to come in. So okay, so Kid, before we get into that, what you want to talk about?
The vaccine. I got vaccinated. Well, I got my first shot Saturday.
Okay.
And
go?
how did it go? Well, first of all, I acted like a pure ass.
Before we get into that, what you want to talk? What do you mean?
The vaccine. Well, I got my first shot Saturday.
Okay, somebody's got to turn down their phone. Well,
first of all,
go on, Eddie.
I acted like a complete and total ass and embarrassed the hell out of my wife.
How did you?
Because I'm scared of needles. Because I'm scared of needles. So every time the lady went, ooh, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So she's like, I'm not doing this with you. So we walk out. Then we come back, and it turns out the nurse that was sticking me, how about Carmen standing? She's like, oh my God, I know you. She's like, yeah, we work together.
Oh, wow. You embarrassed your poor wife like that.
Yeah, really. So here's the sad part. While I'm sitting there, she stopped. She's like, okay, go ahead. I was like, that's it.
I told you, barely feel it. It's like it's like something landed on you and flew away.
Right.
It is nothing like most shots, which are like all deep in your muscle and all. I mean, in the second one, I hurt a little bit for a brief second. I mean, it really was quick, but I had no real any kind of stuff. That is hilarious.
It hurt for a day. My arm, it was sore, but for the most part, it was an easy thing. And I just want to say, go get it. If you can, go get it. I mean, At this point, it can't hurt.
It's not about the shot. I'm not scared of shots at all. It's about, I want to know, did anybody go to the doctor after they took the shot, make sure all their organs work right? Do they have high blood pressure, the low blood pressure? Did anything different happen from it? You know, did anybody check themselves out at the doctor?
Right. I think we did ours at the VA, and we had one patient out of probably 2,000, and she came in and said that her sinuses swole up, and that was about the only reaction that she had. But I'm sure all vaccinations have some kind of degree of, reaction.
So wait a minute. 20-second time out. Let me get this straight. Girlie, you want me to go to the doctor at what?
Sir,
Wait a
what do you
minute.
mean? I'm trying. What are you talking about? What does that mean? I'm saying this. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have sugar. The sugar.
Then you good.
Wait a
Then
minute.
you good.
No, listen what I'm saying. I don't have high blood pressure. Don't have cholesterol problem. Don't have the sugar problem. I don't have any health issues except for the thyroid problem. I want to make sure this thing is not putting anything else in me that's not supposed to be there. I'm fairly healthy.
Can I
You don't want to
explain
catch
what it-
anything, get anything from it.
Can I
Where it makes the issue.
Can I explain to you what it is?
Yeah.
I finally know it. At least the Pfizer one. This is what I understand about it. My brother explained it in depth. What it is they, unlike most vaccinations, which is them sticking the disease in you, this is not that.
Okay.
This is not them putting the flu in you or them putting a little polio in you. No. What this is them putting in you something that looks like the coronavirus. The spikes on the coronavirus, they're putting something in you that looks like the spiked coronavirus. It's not the coronavirus. It just has the spikes. So your immune system recognizes that and attacks it and kills it.
Okay.
It's not at all. Can I finish? It is not at all the virus at all. It is something that looks like the virus, so your body can learn how to defeat the coronavirus.
But you're still injecting something into the body.
That wasn't, of course you are. That wasn't.
That's
question.
the issue. That's my issue.
Well, the issue is I was explaining what it is that's being injected into your body. There are
No, it's just the fact that anything's being injected into my body. That's what scares me.
So the fact that you smoke cigarettes and inhale poison in your body every 5 minutes, and any other kind of processed food, which is considered poison by many doctors, is not a problem. But
Well, in my warped way of thinking, the other stuff that I smoke cancels it. It kind of works it out. Okay.
Okay, on topic, I'm gonna say it like this. Except for the man in this group, if any of us have ever had unprotected sex,
Well, you know there's some poison.
okay? Now,
You
did you
know,
question what was
listen.
going in there?
Yeah, we done had some poison. Yes.
Right?
Injections into the body.
Any foreign
That's it,
object,
it's
huh?
Yeah,
poison.
foreign something. Mhm.
Some of that Phil
Foreign
Florence.
liquor.
Yeah, those foreign objects that was injected into our body.
right,
Yes,
that
that
big
was
old foreign object.
that foreign object. Ain't
Don't know what they had before they got there.
that's why self-care.
The way that
That's why self-care is
explained it,
important.
that's great.
Okay.
Our body is fighting off those foreign objects and spiky things.
On that,
You know,
on
those
that note,
spiky things that she was
Spiky
saying
things.
earlier.
Listen,
Spiky things.
keep them foreign objects away from me. I look, but here you go. Here you go. I feel you on that. That makes sense. I understand. I have tested the waters, and some of them waters didn't come up.
That was good, Yogi. That's a good one. But I'm also going to send you, Shelly, the video that breaks it down so you can see, and you can make decisions based on. 'Cause I don't think anybody should do anything they don't want to do. I really don't, but I'll send you some videos that convinced me.
That convinced you to do it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll send you some stuff and
That is something that you wonder about.
Wait a minute.
Because like she said, you get a little piece of the virus, and that's not something you want. So I understand what you're saying, because that's what a lot of the other stuff is. They give you a little bit of it so your body will fight it off. So for you to say that it's not, so that's kind of a little comforting.
So wait a minute. Hold, wait a minute. Let me catch up. See, this is why I don't need to be in this conversation.
Go get your mustard. Don't catch up.
She's corny.
That's why Yogi is the comedian.
So basically, are we talking about you're going to send a video about why you should inject the vaccine or the other foreign object?
No, she's gonna send me a video on
there
how
are plenty of videos about the other foreign objects.
Because
I'm talking about the vaccine right now.
Oh
my God.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I know.
Because I can hook you up if you needed some of them. I got them on my phone.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
You can send them right over to you, Shell.
Right.
Good. I don't need it. Plus, I mean,
I got them categorized and everything. Like,
are they? I mean, seriously,
my
I
goodness.
don't want to see a pink one. I like to see a dark one.
I don't want to. Never mind. We'll get into that. So, are you done
but
with
hey,
your
that's what
vaccine
we're talking about.
conversation?
Did we
So
put an
can
X rating on this show?
well,
They put a disclaimer in the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
Disclaimer.
X,
You better
after
be
dark.
over 18 to be here.
y'all did
Yes.
it again. Y'all went right
Mamas,
from-
children, put your earphones on, mamas. Put your earphones on.
Right. Do not have this on speaker.
Or daddies or whoever might be around young ears.
So on that note, I'm just gonna give one quick church announcement, and then I'm gonna fall back in the booth with all these women here, and I'm the only one that stands up.
Well,
Deacon
we might need your
We
opinion.
might need your input.
Yeah, go ahead, Deacon Dollar. We want to hear it.
Deacon Dollar.
Okay, yes. Come on now.
Okay.
So real quick, not tomorrow, I'm sorry, Wednesday. For those of y'all be like, what's going on here? Why we on this is a special edition? But Wednesday, Seabreeze and myself will be back in the morning, like we're supposed to be.
Yeah, if you didn't know last week we were back. This week we are back. So
I'm only confused because somebody actually, I'm looking at somebody and I was like, I thought y'all was in the morning.
This is Melanated After Dark.
After dark.
But let's do the whole, I guess you got to do the whole intro. This is Melanated After Dark every second Monday, right?
Yeah, I think so. Melanated After Dark, y'all. That means melanated people getting together, talking about issues that children
The X is up.
need their parents to talk to them about.
You know the stuff where your mom used to say, stay out of grown folks' business?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some business you need to stay on out of.
That
That's all
part.
I'm
Put up
saying.
your X's.
Well, thank you, DJ Kid Disco. I think we should introduce everyone because we haven't done that yet. My name is Cinda Williams, and I am happy to be here. I am the co-host from DJ Kid Disco for the Melanated Morning Show, and we decided that once a month at least we gotta talk some real grown folk stuff, and so we have this After Dark, Melanated After Dark. So of course you know Shelly Shell. She is our amazing. She owns this thing with DJ Kid Disco, and she is hilarious, and we love to have her. My friend Yolanda Harris Strong, aka Yogi, is joining us because she is the queen of self-care. Not necessarily that this kind of, I'm sure she knows more than I do, but she's here to help us grow on this journey. We have DJ Simpson, aka Cynthia Wilson, who is here with us, who is one of our other wonderful show hosts, and she always got something to say. Then we got Monica Gladney, aka Money on the Scene, who is with us, and she's just all heart and lots of funny. So we always want to include her on this show if she has the time. And then we have Andrea, who we have not met till tonight, who is the true expert of self-care. And she's going to teach us some stuff tonight. So,
Expert of some. Wait a minute.
Change my name to Miss Poochie now in the butt.
Miss Poochie, aka Miss Poochie.
Oh,
Woo,
Lord.
I love it. Miss Poochie, beautiful lady. She is joining us tonight for the first time, and we're so thankful to have her with us. Okay, DJ Kid Disco, have you said all you're going to say? Can we?
I used to have a crush on this lady back in the day when I was a kid named Miss Poochie, one of our neighbors.
It's the perfect name. It's the perfect name for a young guy to have a crush on. Are you done?
And Poochie rhymes with
Poochie,
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Poochie with the good.
yeah, Poochie. Yeah. We talking about the right topic with Miss Poochie.
And I do have men toys too.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I
you
want
need
to know.
to-
Oh, I can't wait
yes.
to start. Somebody showed me something for the men, and it's in a jar, and it looked like a thing of it. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
hear that?
Yeah, I
I want
have
to
one
know
of
all
those.
about that.
Okay. So in case you didn't understand, this show is an adult show tonight, especially, but we're talking about self-care. Kind of came to do this subject because I accidentally was talking about it, and I didn't know I was talking about it till DJ Kid Disco started laughing at me.
Oh, so it's my fault.
Wait. She's just touching herself at the same time, and this is.
I'm just thinking about it. I was talking about how we have to take care of ourselves, and all of us on the show were talking about the different ways that we have self-care. And then I was explaining some ways that I have self-care, and it just sounded much more like special romance.
Because we were talking about the shower.
No, we weren't.
Yes, we were.
No, we were talking about self-care, and I was saying you
We
can
hadn't got
massage
to it.
yourself in the shower. Is what
Exactly.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Mm.
I massage myself on my shoulders in the shower because the water makes it easy to do. I don't need oil in the shower. I can massage my shoulders. But of course, your mind went to other spots on the body to be massaged in the shower. So, so that's
Vivid
where the subject,
imagination.
right. So that's how the subject came up. Anyway, okay, who wants to start off? Let's be real. Okay, first thing. First of all, does everyone here enjoy self-care?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It's
definitely.
mandatory.
Mhm.
Yes.
I feel like if you don't know yourself, you can't help your partner know you.
Right.
Oh,
Yes, that's true.
That's
Wow.
funny. I didn't
I
know
was a
until
teenage boy, so
I didn't know till 2012. It took me to 2012, and Nikki felt in a whole sex class. We had a sex ed class, and we had to take a test, and everybody took the test, and I had the lowest score in like the whole lowest score in it because I didn't do anything. I couldn't do. I was like, man, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So from that point on, they proceeded to make sure I was never get a low score again. So they wanted to teach me everything. You gotta touch yourself. You got to. I hadn't touched myself until 2012. I didn't know nothing about it.
Now you see why you're your own best friend, right?
See that it's necessary to make sure that
Kelly, you and I had the conversation before. You don't recall?
conversation is different than what
Try to-
class.
I was trying to tell you how to do it.
No, I wasn't listening. But 2012, when you get a low score and you're in a class with a whole bunch of other people, I don't know, I did something for my self-esteem. I don't know what it was, but I was like, wow, I got the lowest score. It was like I was determined from that point on to make
Well,
sure.
I'm going to be honest. I remember at a very young age, like little toddler, I remember pleasing myself. I remember finding that area as a child, and I don't know why or how it happened. It was accidentally, but I remember doing that. And then I started really paying attention in church and thought I was being wrong or whatever. So that came to an end. You know what I mean? I didn't do it again consciously and with awareness, maybe in my sleep, I don't know, until
I started at a young age too.
yeah, until I didn't do it again until I was grown, and I was watching a movie, Last Tango in Paris, I think it's called, with Marlon Brando, and I can't remember the woman, but there's a scene in there where he was teaching her, and I was like, and that was when I started exploring that. And because I was taught, the church, depending on the church, can be very hardcore, which I'm sure Shelly Shell knows, that very hardcore about anything sexual, and so it was just not thought of. I had to get away from that culture to even feel comfortable thinking that way. So, Miss Poochie, how did you come to that? You said you were young too.
I was very young. I'm not sure how I came about it, but once I did, I knew it was great. I wanted to keep doing it. I remember one time I was about 9 and I gave myself an orgasm. And I was like, wow, I want that again. and I did it all day long to the point where I made myself sore. And then I was like, okay, I know not to do that again. But I was like, it made me start learning myself. So now I'm a very good teacher. Very good teacher.
We have women that have reached their 40s and have never had an orgasm.
Right.
Have even looked at their vagina, lest the word say punani or pussy or something, they're offended by it. And they think of and they have never even looked at their vagina. I'm a esthetician. So one of the things in school that we used to talk about all the time was the difference between an American wax and a Brazilian wax. American, you're gonna leave the little V there. Brazilian, we zipping off everything inside the labia, the vulva, everything. You gotta get in there. So I was like, wait a minute, you mean I gotta be looking at other women? So one of my good friends at school came in, she said, girl, if I see another pussy today, I'm gonna have a fit. I said, what's wrong with you? You've been doing? She said, I started working at European Wax. She says, now I looked at so many vaginas and then look at my own. I'm like, okay.
So when did you find that part of yourself?
Right. Well, myself, I found that part accidentally washing the clothes one day and got too close to the washing machine while I was on spin.
That's funny.
Run downstairs, I'll do the clothes.
Started volunteering. Can I do it every day?
I do the clothes. I do the washing. Y'all can take care of the drying.
Wow, that is hilarious. So, Money, what about you?
We used to have those dollar parties in the basement, and we was like 12 and 13, and the little boys was just the little grinding thing and stuff like that. Yep, and they was grinding on. I was like, what the heck? Wait a minute! And the little feeling, I said, y'all better stop because somebody gonna end up pregnant. So she made us think that from grinding on each other like that, with your fully clothed, you was gonna get pregnant. So I felt the feeling, but I think that was it. Me and my cousin was like 2 through after that because her mother told us that we would get pregnant from them grinding on us. That's crazy.
The myths and the taboos we were taught.
DJ Kid, Simpson, DJ Simpson. I'm sorry, so many DJs. I apologize.
It's okay.
Did you find yourself doing this or what?
Later on, as an adult, I did. Later on as an adult, you know, it got to the point where one day I was feeling like I need some D, but there's none around. I didn't know anything about toys at that time either, so I didn't do that. But yeah, I found my hand and got busy. And yeah, from then on, it was like, okay, now, and I know what I like and I know where to be touched. So sometimes at one point, I had to show them, not there, right here. You have to place their hands in certain places so
Yo,
that,
B,
that they'll know.
they ready.
Exactly. That's how you find out what you like. And then
Yeah.
you can direct your partner.
Now, has anyone heard of a course in college that I had to take and was called Sexuality? So I'm thinking the course is about sex. It had nothing to do about sex at all. I'm in there with a bunch of 20s, close to 21, 22-year-olds. I'm 30 something in this class. And I'm thinking, okay, human sexuality, what's happening here? And took the book home to an ex-husband. He's like, so you in college learning about sex? I said, yes. You know, I'm really naive at that time. Yeah. He said, and why do you need to be in a college course to learn about sex and you got 3 children already? I said, it's about sexuality, human sexuality. It wasn't about just sex. But this class is taught through most sexual educators and sex therapists have to take this class. And I ended up taking 1,000 hours in this class and they only required to have to take 500. So I wanted to be sure that my kids understood sexuality because I had started hearing things that I just wasn't in the early 2000s. I wasn't really hearing about binary and different genders and this and that. And then to find out that your clitoris wasn't just that little part that you tickle on, that they say, the men say, I'm gonna lick the little man in the boat.
And it has 8,000 nerves endings
Okay,
in it.
yeah.
Yes.
But excuse me, that clit is like a wishbone. It goes all up in
All
your
the way through your
pelvis.
body.
Okay,
Yep,
It's,
it
it's
does.
actually
so
like the
I
size of
finally
a
put
penis.
2 and 2 together after childhood and being 30 something that washing machine was vibrating that entire clit.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, you teaching me something. Look at this. She's
It's
like,
actually like
how
the
many
size of
nerves?
a
I'm
penis. It's
listening.
just on the inside.
I'm
Yes.
sitting here thinking, boy, overachiever you are there. 500, you did 1,000. Like what?
Yeah,
I want to know about all of this.
it's just not inside your vulva. That clit is a bone and it's like a wishbone. So it's inside in your pelvis. That's why we were talking earlier about they were saying having extended orgasm. Some women have an orgasm and then it's just flush and gone. Then you have an extended orgasm or multiple orgasms.
I
Multiple.
want one of them.
You get that bone that's just stimulated and you're like, okay, don't touch me. Let me just lay here and keep orgasm for about
Yeah.
another 5-10 minutes. Just don't touch
Mhm.
me.
Uh-huh.
Kind of orgasms that women want to be learning how to do.
Yeah.
But how do you learn how to do that? So is that a
Oh,
tool?
Lord.
How do
It's
you
a
learn?
technique. It's a technique.
Well, who's
It's nice.
supposed to teach
Well,
it?
there are classes for that, Shelly Shell.
There is
There are
classes
classes
for
for
it.
that. So
Like I
does
said,
If you got
anybody,
the right, if you got the right man,
yeah,
there's this one dude. I mean, he could do it each time, and I'd be like, okay, what you doing tonight? All right, because it's the multiple with the shaking and the
right.
whole
Yes,
he
that's
he
that
knows how to-
extended orgasm. Mhm.
Yes.
so let me
Yes.
ask this. Does anybody, okay, that self-pleasures ever worry about the fact that you may not even want a man around for that?
Oh, no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Nothing like the
You
real
just gotta
thing.
teach him how to do it.
Well,
Right.
let me chime
Sounds
in.
like it.
Self-care is definitely necessary for every woman and man. That's why we hear about men mostly giving themselves a 5-digit midget job.
Mhm.
But women ourselves, we think about self-care and doing that. It's like, okay, well, I need to learn how to pleasure myself. I think spending that time with yourself and getting to know your body is really important, because I know being in the skin industry, we talk about lots of different types of oils. And we were talking about why KY jelly is the worst oil, the worst lubricant to use on a female genitalia. It's the worst thing because we're so ultra sensitive. So it's like, what kind of oils can you use? There's like argan oil, walnut oil, grapeseed oil, something water soluble and stuff like that, and things that mess with different things you should use with your toys. So look for more water soluble.
Coconut oil. I got coconut oil. That's okay,
Yes,
right?
water
'Cause
soluble. So
Yeah.
you use oils, and it's like getting that skin to be nice and soft and subtle. And when you
Mhm.
start massaging yourself, you start touching areas of yourself lightly, not firmly, but it's that light lymphatic. We call it lymphatic massage. And I tell people when I do a lymphatic massage, it's like just barely making the waves of water move. So imagine you just touching yourself so lightly, because once you start using more extreme pressure to yourself, you get accommodated and used to that. So you're like, okay, I don't want that heavy touch, that heavy rub. So
Mhm.
when you start learning how to have that easy, nice, soft touch, and men have to learn that from women because they're naturally just
Yeah.
aggressive and heavy technique type of men.
Mhm.
Until they learn how to touch softly in those areas. You're like a blow across a nipple is more stimulating than there's a touch across the nipple.
Mhm.
So, you know, you're taking
Miss-
different things like feathers and stuff like that and start filling yourself with, go, ooh, okay.
So Miss Pucci, we're getting into your area of expertise here. Different kinds of toys, and we don't have that long. This is an hour show, and it could be 50 hours as far as I'm concerned. But we want to get into what you offer and the different kind of toys that you offer.
Okay, well, we was talking about the shower. This is a waterproof massager,
Mhm.
and it's basically a vibrator.
Mhm.
And this is good for women. It's small enough that you can see the shape where you can insert it if you want. But most vibrators, women usually just use on their clit or their nipples, the erogenous zone areas, like the sensitive. But one of my favorite toys is the Bullet. I love the Bullet. It's small. It's a vibrator. And I call it a couples toy because you can use it on men, you can use it on women. And it's not scary. I'm gonna say that. It's good to introduce it. It looks harmless, you know. And with what you were talking about with the clit, yeah, like your clit has 8,000 nerve endings in it. And you can desensitize it sometimes if you use toys too much on that area. So you gotta be careful with that and not do it too much. But I have men toys too. Now I have somebody that requested, this is a strap-on for a man.
What?
Yes. It vibrates and he puts himself inside of it.
Yes.
Wow.
Now this is for you see that little hole? He goes in that little hole and then the straps go around his butt like that.
Okay.
If he has problems with the ED, you know, erectile dysfunction.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I know, and people don't think of men wearing strap-ons, but it's a lot of new stuff out here that people are getting into, trying different things. And,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you
It's a
just show us
health
an
aid.
alternate?
It's a health aid.
Did you just show us an alternate portable dick?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
He got
And like I was talking to a guy, and he said, well, he said, I'm 61. She better get hers before I get mine. And I'm like, well, I got something for you because you probably gonna get yours first. And then you strap this on and you know, you just stick your little soft thing inside of it and let her keep going.
Your little
Right.
soft thing, oh my God.
With the soft thing
That's
inside, you
good.
keep going. And it's better that way because you're still touching, you can still kiss, you know, there's still that interaction. But this thing ain't gonna go soft on her no more. She can get hers too.
But does
Yes.
Is it soft enough so that it feels similar to human flesh?
Yes, it's soft enough where it's not gonna bend, which is good.
If you got all that, what the hell you need me for?
Well, that's if you go soft. You know, some people
In the cushion.
Some women
Because
can
it's,
keep
it's not
going.
just about sex. If you're in a marriage long term, you're
Right.
going to get old together. Hopefully, that's the plan. And y'all know your stuff is not going to work as good as it did when you was young.
Right.
And you still want that humanly touch while
You
you're
still
doing
want that
that.
humanly
We need the
touch.
shoulders,
Yes.
we need the butt, we need everything
I
else
need you to
too.
caress me and
Caress,
kiss on me.
right.
Wow.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
Wow.
I think it's a great
self-care,
helping.
DJ.
So I've been replaced by artificial intelligence.
No, you're
No,
not
you
replaced.
can't be
Not,
replaced.
nothing
You
like the
can't be
real thing.
replaced.
Nothing like
Now
the real thing.
your little man can be replaced if necessary,
He-
but
You can't have a
you
stand
can't
in.
be replaced.
He's just getting a
Stand
little
in.
help. That's
Stand
all.
up.
He's just getting a little help. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
what-
stand-up
that's
comedy.
what-
R2D2. What the?
You having a whole
Toys are
particular
just
problem
an
over there.
accessory to sex.
But see, you know what? You're responding. You're
Yeah,
responding.
that's what it does.
kid.
Womp, 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 womp.
You're
Goes all
responding
down.
because obviously you don't have those issues, but someone else that might hear this
Clearly.
somebody else that might hear this might be like, wow, I didn't know about that. That could help me and my wife. You know, or
Exactly.
that can help us
Yeah.
because
Good
we
things. I
want
got
to
my-
have a life together this way,
Right.
but because of physiology changes and aging, we're having
It's
some
going to
issues.
happen. It's
Some-
going to happen.
Some guy, I had my great uncle was so vital that he had babies until he was almost dead. You know what I'm saying? Some
Yeah.
men can go for years and years and years and years, right?
Yeah.
But some men, they slow down or the testosterone levels drop or things happen or you know, they're just tired. So
And a lot of people just with like prostate cancer, prostate problems, have surgery. It's a lot of things that it doesn't really matter with the age. There's a lot of young people out here that have needs assistance.
But
yeah,
also
I'm
you
glad
have
they
women
have-
that you can also replace it with women that have sexual dysfunction, and the man can't last long enough to provide that orgasmatic and that stimulation that she requires and needs.
Yeah.
Because he's so much of in a rush. We know that the penis has such a flow of blood from one head to the other, to the body part, and it can only last so long. But
Yeah,
she's
that's
like,
true.
okay, it's taking you too long, woman, to get into this. So think of it as a pitch hitter, like baseball. You know, men are into baseball just so they can
Exactly.
get better.
A pinch
That's why I'm
hit. Wait a
saying, I'm
minute.
telling
Back up.
you better get yours before I get mine. You might need a toy after he gets.
A
Right.
pinch
And
hitter.
then they think about the pocket pussy. Come on now. You know the men, they down for pocket pussies. Why can't you think about that?
Yeah, that's like what you was talking about, Shelly.
That's what I was trying to talk about. What is that thing? Somebody showed me, and it was like a can, and it was shaped like
It
a.
comes in
yeah,
all
the
different
pocket
shapes and
pussy.
sizes.
Is that what that's called? Is that?
Yeah. I have some that's shaped like vaginas. I have some that's shaped like the can, like you said, like that. It comes in different shapes, and I call it a stroker.
Mm.
So they basically lube up and just stroke themselves up and down with it. I actually have one that squirts too.
Some of them have
Yeah.
beads for stimulation on the
Different
inside.
beads inside,
Yep.
different suction chambers inside.
Mhm.
So Rashonda, I went out for a minute. Everybody froze for me, but Shonda is enjoying this conversation if no one else is, and she's laughing at the sound effects kid. But she really thinks it's funny, and she loves the bullet.
Yes.
bullet.
Yes.
Well, what toy? You said something about Yogi said something about the getting to know the multiple orgasms in the bone or whatever. What toy can help me learn how to have a multiple in the thing you said, the bone, you know, all
Well,
that.
Where the multiple orgasm comes in is
Mhm.
basically if you curve your finger, let me see that here. Curve your finger and insert it. There's a soft, fleshy part at the top, which is the G spot. When that's pressed on, That's when the multiple orgasms happen.
And do you have one of
So,
those?
like Moni was saying,
Do you have one of those double
Moni was saying
penetration
about some men
toys?
can reach it.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all
Do you
saying
have one
something.
of those double penetration toys that is one on top and one that inserts inside the vaginal cavity?
You can use your finger.
But I'm saying, do you have one of those toys?
Oh yeah, I have a double one. Yeah,
Mhm.
and a lot of that's why a lot of the toys that are curved is called the G spot because
Mhm.
it's curved to hit that G spot.
I mean, but you in the, I can use my finger, that's cool, but you in the toy business, so tell me what toy it is that maybe I might want to partake in the toy. You know, maybe I want to
Hey.
This is a pretty cute one. Now see, another way is when this is inserted, this little arm here, that vibrates on your clit. So you can get it with that too. That'll be stimulation from the outside.
Oh, nice.
Look how
See
pretty
how
the package is.
it's curved to hit the G spot, and then you got the arm
He said,
to
"Look at
tickle
the
your
pack."
clit. Wow. Oh, ain't it beautiful? I
It
love
is.
this.
That's a pretty color. Like that color.
It is.
It's a pretty color. I need,
And-
but I want chocolate. I want.
And see, this is USB chargeable, waterproof. You can use it in the shower. No batteries required. And you know, with the USB charge, you can go for hours. Has 7 different functions, intensity levels,
It's about time you use that clap.
7 different speeds. The share part is flexible, so it moves with you. It's a really good one.
Does it come in chocolate?
That comes in blue. But I got some chocolate ones. Now I actually got, this is like a caramel color.
Yes, yes, chocolate.
Is that the one
And
that sticks? That's the suction cup at
This
the
is
bottom,
a suction cup. I like to call my
Wow.
I call suction cups doggy style by yourself.
Yes.
Ooh.
Is you can stick that on the wall, in the shower, and just back it up on there.
Uh-huh.
No hands required.
Now, has anybody heard? Remember that song? What was that song about the one I was looking in the mirror and I was touching myself?
Tweet.
Yeah.
Tweet,
Tweet.
right? By Tweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we were talking about self-care and thinking that when is it ideal and to do it for yourself. And I was talking to another friend of mine, and she said schedule one day out of the week to do self-care for yourself. Just lock the door, get your oils ready, get your aromatherapy, get your chocolate, your strawberries, your fruit, your little champagne, whatever it is, and get you some.
There
soap
goes
and
my
put some
skirt
there
dropping
you
to
go.
my feet.
Okay, and a
Oh
mirror,
my.
and you just
Ooh, some kind of
and just
touch
start just
in
touching
my
yourself down
face.
your neck and your lips and stuff, and just giving yourself, and it just causes those oxytocin that we have when we have children that just makes our brain feel so good. That's why I had to go into a psychiatrist one day. I said, forget talking about pills. I don't want to talk about that. Tell me what I can do to get that orgasm feeling, because I need that. She said, that's oxytocin that you have when you're having a baby. I said, well, how else can you get that? She says, through a good fucking. I was like, okay, well, teach me how to fuck myself, because oh my God.
We got real grown, y'all.
Okay.
I know you like that conversation, Eddie.
So that drove me to thinking about the pussy prayer that I wrote. So
Well,
I'm gonna read
this
this
is the
pussy
perfect
prayer
time
real
to
quick
read the
because we're on
pussy
a time
prayer.
constraint.
Mhm.
So
You mean we can cuss? Ooh.
ooh,
This is after dark. This is
This is
melanated
after
after
dark.
dark.
I get the cuss.
But
Oh,
yeah.
Share the prayer with us.
yeah. So
share the prayer, because you know.
okay. So I'm gonna read the prayer. So here it is. Nights later, I light 3 candles. I play a vinyl record and get undressed. I sit naked on the floor with the mirror in front of me. I look deeply at my body, my breasts, the curve of my womb, acquired scars, and the dark brown pink colors of my labia. I wonder how my pussy feels about itself, so I listen to it. About an hour into this meditation, a sense of beauty flushes over me. It is gold and as warm as hands near a crackling fire, within myself. I feel past partners. In silence, I feel the spirit of them. I am compelled to talk to my womb. I pray for the healing, transformal, and creative power of you. I pray that we stay aligned with the moon. I pray that we are healed and all the energy that enters and exits you is cleansed and given life. I'm sorry for hurting you. I love you. This is the first time I don't think of my pussy as a penetratable hole or a black hole. Pussy prayer is less about sex and more about what we use for sex, passion, energy, creativity, and life. Pussy prayer is a way to honor one of human beings' closest ways to the ether, where before life and after life rests. Pussy is a portal to God. As we worship the Creator, we worship where the Creator sends creations through. My thoughts, it's about midnight when we fall into burgundy sheets, bodies sweaty and ablaze with each other's vibration. My lipstick is red now. This is the lover whom has my back and my body relaxes. Sometimes we pray before sex. We say affirmations during sex. We do rituals after sex. We lay under each other's noses, softly rubbing our toes, making finger shapes on each other's chest. My lover kisses my forehead and places their hand on my womb. During sex, do you know where we travel to? I looked up at my lover and says, no, but I was there with you. My pussy clenches and something releases. Pray always before we embrace.
Oh,
That's
wow.
it.
Amen.
Ooh,
Yes.
That's beautiful. We need applause, kid.
Applause.
yes,
Yes.
we need applause. I need you to
Poetry.
Yes.
say hallelujah for that. Yes, let me talk to my.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
I was trying to
I
hurry to get them to
recommend
control.
self-care first thing in the morning.
mhm.
I think you should start your day with self-care. It releases serotonin in your brain and the happy juice.
Yes.
It's a great way to start your morning, especially if you're single.
So self-care is
Sally
breakfast.
Shell,
I'm single on a Saturday night, and I've been celibate for years, years.
yeah, it's a good breakfast.
So it's part of your breakfast ritual.
Yes,
I
yes.
think that was a joke. Yeah.
No, I'm dead. I'm dead serious. I'm asking. So,
It can be. If that's what
Most days it is, yes.
well, they
I
say
like to
breakfast is
start
the
my
most
day heavy.
important. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Meal of the
So,
day.
So breakfast, you get up and you self care, and then
I recommend self-care before breakfast, Sally Shell. Look up an appetite.
okay, before breakfast self care.
yeah, it's funny. I'm gonna say something that might be quite controversial but I just wonder, you know, I personally, when I was a kid, I was deep in the church and I learned how I did what everybody did, right? Which was when I connected to spirit, when I felt spirit in me, I shouted and I danced and I moved, right? And when I had an orgasm for the first time, I realized it was a similar feeling. It was total connection, energetic connection. And I started wondering if that was why so many women shout, because they're feeling this connection and they don't equate the two. They don't even, half of them don't even know, maybe because they don't experience that at home possibly. But it's this connection to spirit. So for me, to come is a spiritual thing.
I've
It is,
cried before.
I feel like I'm connected to all things. I feel like my energy is so beautiful, and it's pure and it's connected to earth and spirit at the same time. And I laugh, I get embarrassed because I am very shy, believe it or not. I am about these things you wouldn't know with the movies, but I am. I'm very shy about these things. I'm very introverted about these things. I'm not an exhibitionist. But I believe that the act of pleasure, if not overshadowed by vile things or corrupt things, is of God. And
Yeah.
so to have pleasure is a spiritual act, and it's a sort of prayer, just like your pussy prayer. It's a sort of prayer. And that's just what
I
I
agree.
When
I
you
like it.
experience an orgasm so strong that brings you to tears, it's a moving thing. I mean, that's the most vulnerable you'll probably ever feel in your life.
I have a question about that. When that happens, do you think that you are becoming more
Are you crying?
into
Why are you
the person
crying?
that?
There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Oh my goodness.
I
When that
say,
happens, do you feel a connection to the person?
yeah,
Just say
definitely.
that you're. Yeah. Okay. So you see where I'm going
Definitely.
with that.
And I say good sex is 90% mental. 90% mental, 10% physical, and you connected with their person on so many levels. For most people, I'm gonna say, because I don't even have to be really that into you.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Right.
have the equipment that I need, because I'm a dominant person, so I can just take control of the situation and be mentally clear myself.
For me, it's 98% mental. I mean,
98.
yeah, it's a lot, because I've had a lot of bad trauma.
I was
And
about to
Okay,
say,
okay.
when you
That's
go to
where we
98,
talk about the
98%
sexual.
mental,
Yeah.
that could work against you when you go to 98%.
it's just it works for me simply because when you have the trauma, sexual trauma that I had, it has to be mental, because the physical got turned off, the feelings got turned off. Feelings is not physical. Feelings is not what opens me up energetically. It's what, if I'm thinking I love you, I love you, I love you while I'm with you, that's what opens me up. But if I'm thinking just about the physicality of it, this is just me, I don't know about anyone else. If I'm just thinking about the physicality of it, then I can get triggered to bad things that have happened to me. So I have to mentally, emotionally, spiritually connect with the person that I'm with before the physical can be realized. That's just my personal thing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I
That's
think
understandable. That's where we talk
Yeah.
about in human sexuality, about the sexual dysfunctions of those that have been sexually molested or traumatized. And that mine is the opposite of y'all's. Mine is probably 60% more physical than it is mental. So 40% mental, 60% physical, because it's like the body movement, the penetration, the kissing, the smell, the taste, the sensuality of the person, the movements. It's like a dance. And I think Cinda can relate to this, how I used to throw the basement parties with the green light. And the boys, back in the days when you didn't know you were really having sex. So the boy was trying to find that sexual attraction, that sexual tension between the two of you, and you're dancing and you're trying to find each other's movements and grinding. It's like, okay, all that's physical along with being mental. But if he wasn't grinding, he was just sitting there talking to you like, okay, boy, get out of my face.
Yeah, but it's not, when I say mental, I'm
I
not
know
talking
what you're saying.
I'm talking about what's happening in my head, not what's happening in there.
Yeah.
Shelly, you were trying to say something. What'd you say?
Oh no, I was saying that helped me to think about it, because maybe I'm not as sexual as most people. I really don't believe that, but I don't want to get to a marriage and be a dud either. So she just helped me think that maybe if I go mental as opposed to physical, maybe I can help myself get, because I don't want to be a dud, but I feel like I'm a dud. I do. I feel like I don't know any of what you're talking about. I ain't been there. I don't know this. I don't know that. But I want to be good. I'm hoping to get married, So maybe if I go mental, like you're saying, because I have childhood trauma too. I have, the molestation and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's my problem. Maybe the whole thing is all mental.
I've had that too. And I think what I did was, use it in reverse for me because I learned about sex at a really young age. I made promises to myself, like, you know, I'm gonna wait. I knew I wasn't waiting until I get married to have sex. It was something that felt so good, which is another. I do classes and we talk about stuff. Nobody really wants to talk about like with the molestation, how you think it's so rough and vulgar. There's also a pleasure side to it that people don't understand. It's not you're always being hurt. Sometimes they're showing you something that you actually like, but you feel bad that you like it because you know what's wrong. So it's different levels to that. But I use it like I'm not going to be a victim of it. I'm going to use it to understand myself more and to be able to talk about it with women who is not as open about it or, you know, is comfortable about talking about it. And, you know, everything works, you know, differently for people, but I just love sex. I mean, it was always a big part of me. So I figured like, you know, do what you love, the money will follow. It was just like, it made sense to just be in this business.
So you love sex. You can clearly say you love sex. But how about this? Can anybody, do you love sex? Does everybody love sex? Maybe I need to find a love for sex. Do you love sex?
Start loving yourself. Start making love to yourself with that Trina song, girl. Go get you some silk pajamas, some silk negligees, and just start buying you some sexy panties and bras.
I mean, you can start there.
You know you're wearing the lovely sexiness underneath yourself.
Yeah, you start there, but I'm way past to loving myself. I'd rather have a man do it.
Well, I mean, but for her, who's learning about it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Shelly can start there. Yeah.
You can start there, and then when you find someone that you trust, then you can go there. You know, but you already ready because you already know where your spots are. You already know what you need, what you want, because you've explored already. So you could teach him. Because not all men know. I mean, there's some Casanovas out there, but not many.
Yeah.
Most of them don't have a clue because they didn't have grandma teaching them, or you know.
And then if you're in a long-term relationship, they forget. Okay,
Yeah.
so sometimes you got to remind them.
You married, so do you have to self-care a lot, or do you?
No, not a lot, but I do have to remind him of. I do have to remind him sometime of what to do. Sometimes I'd be like, you know, get a damn porno movie and watch the man do, you know, so you know how to touch me again. Because sometimes they get lazy.
That's what
they do the bare minimum, and I don't like that. I mean, you know, hey, I'm a woman, grab me, you know.
I think that's every aspect of a relationship. And that's every aspect of a relationship. We can get lazy. You know, we don't do the same things we did. They don't do the same things they did in every way. I mean, he used to cook. He don't cook no more. She used to clean. She don't clean no more, or not as deeply as she did. She used to talk to me this way. She, you know, if you like to be talked to dirty, or you like, you know, we get lazy, and we have to consciously and with awareness make the decision to go back to when it was fresh and remember and remind each other of these things. And as soon as you go back, it's called that sense memory. As soon as you go back to that first time that you made love, it changes everything. Mani, are you with us? What do you think about this? Because we got to wrap it up, and I haven't heard.
Oh, no. She said she left when she had to go to the restroom.
Oh, okay.
Now, well, Cynthia, real quick. Cynthia, in your long-term marriage and everything, you say you don't do self-care a lot. But when you do need to do your self-care, that comes about in what kind of way for you? Because you do have a permanent or a now.
You know what? With my self-care, I have toys. I still have toys. So sometimes if he's not here or whatever, and I feel the mood, I'll reach for a toy and take care of myself. Definitely. You know, I will do that. Definitely.
I wish we could talk more because there's a lot of us and we have a lot to say, but we will be doing this once every second Monday of the month. We are doing the Melanated After Dark, and we'll talk about many things. This was just one that came up that I think it's a good conversation. We need to get comfortable and honest with each other about this, because this is a big part of life. And it's a beautiful part of life. It's a beautiful part of life. I want to say thank you so much, DJ Simpson, Yogi, Monty on the scene, Ms. Pucci, Shelly Shell, of course, and DJ Kid Disco for a wonderful evening, an inspiring and enlightening evening. And please join us again next month on Melanated After Dark, everybody. Before we go, if you have some information that you would like to share, like especially you, Ms. Pucci, you got to share some information. Yolanda, you got to share some information how people can contact you. We'll start with you, Ms. Pucci.
I'm on Facebook as Andrea Miss Poochie Pies Bullock, and I'm on Instagram at Miss Poochie Pies.
Okay.
And that's where they can get your toys, and that's the way. Does anything online, or you just go on, you DM you and then you send it out or something?
They can DM me. Yeah, I do a lot of vending. I was actually vending at a comedy show Saturday. So I do a lot of vending events, and you could just DM me. I deliver, you pick up, we get in contact.
All right, cool. If you don't mind, Ms. Pucci, if you can go on to Facebook on one of our pages and just type in that information so people can see it. Yogi, what do you want to share?
Hi. I'm on Facebook as Harris Hands Aesthetics, and that's my spa business that I give free spa informationals and stuff like that. And also I talk to women about waxing, doing the Brazilian wax and why the Brazilian wax is good for you, and doing waxing. Also for the men, I call it the twigs and berries waxing, so that they can, leave that area nice and clean and smooth. So we end up being in that industry. We do talk about sex and when sex is appropriate after waxing. Also, my comedy name is called It's Classy in Hood, ITS. It's Classy in, is a letter N in Hood. And I do stand-up comedy and talk about different issues of being hood is about motherhood, girlhood, womanhood.
All right.
That's how you can find me.
Please do the same thing. Put all your information in the chat. DJ Simpson 100, you want to share what your show is?
Yes, my show is every Thursday night from 8 to 10. It's called Night Vibes with Simpson 100. This weekend, this Thursday, it will be myself and Kid Disco will be sharing the mic with me that night. So tap in if you can.
Right. And is Monty back? Monty, okay. Well, Shelly Shell, why don't you tell us what both y'all are doing?
Separately, of course, single on a Saturday night is going to be Fourth Saturday, and of course, Motivation Monday every third Monday. And hey, I'm just here. I'm around, and of course, Wednesdays, PPC radio show.
Ooh.
PPC. So yeah, 2 o'clock on Wednesday.
Yeah, 2 to 4. Eddie, go on and do it.
Why don't you just do it for
All
us?
right. Okay. So
We go through this every week.
all right. So you can join DJ Kid Disco and I Wednesday and Thursday from 10 to 12 Eastern on the Melanated Morning Show, where we discuss hot topics, have guests, and just get down and dirty, talk about real stuff without the cursing.
Oh, I do have one though. You don't know.
Oh, okay.
I do have one tomorrow. Head Knockings. I'm back. I'm still a DJ, y'all. Head Knockings Blend Challenge. I will be there tomorrow. I think you can catch it on Twitch, Mixcloud, and all of that. And
all right,
that's the
cool.
DJ portion.
And then, PPC radio show this week. We have Peg Coates, Craig Engel, and Jenny Graham joining us. It's going to be a really show about entrepreneurs and how to listen to people and how it can take you so far.
How
and
to
then the
listen?
PPC radio show.
Oh my God.
How to listen.
Can you say that one more time? Can you say that? I want to hear that one more time. Did you say that again? Listen.
Ah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I just had
And Friday, I have a
Huh?
Friday. I have a very, very, very special guest on my podcast this week. I am so excited. Everybody, please listen to the PPC podcast this week. I have the phenomenal, the brilliant, the beautiful Shelly Shell Williams as my guest. So I hope you guys chime in and listen to the podcast this week. And MC Lyric, my sister, is going to provide music. And so very excited. Okay.
Thank
I
you
think
very
it's
much,
time-
Sea
Thank
Breeze,
you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you very
Yeah, we
much,
have a
Sea Breeze,
question.
Great.
for opening that can of worms that you just opened up. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Listen.
And on that note, is that a wrap? Are we at a wrap? Are we done?
Hey, it's up to y'all. I'm just a random black guy. I'm hired.
That is a wrap. Please, everybody, put your information in the Facebook chat. Good night, all. Love you.
Night.